see I'm logged in as you. Okay, all right. Start video. Where are we at? There he is. Okay. Turn off the big light. It's so. Switch back. I don't want to keep the fan on. I just. Sorry. Is it? And see if that gives us enough. All right. Yeah. I guess we're in.
Yeah, I went to the doctor the other day. I
Oh.
said, how you doing? You got, I'm fine. Can you do anything about the hair?
Yeah. And okay, we're in business. We're having a two-person Zoom meeting here.
Yeah, I can lean over.
Now, let's see. See, I have over here. Let me drag this folder over here so I can see it better. Oh, it's Jeff.
It's just a nice desk you got there around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all in different pieces. This used to be at my old house. And you just buy it at Office Depot.
Yeah.
Just kind of get out of here. JPEGs only. Okay, usually I just, sometimes while you're talking and stuff, I'll just get into this little folder over here and look at pictures that I want to put on, you know. It's just assorted, you know. So I had some from Barry's because I went to his Facebook page and I just started copying stuff.
Yeah, but those are so small. They're hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
At least the ones that he sent were really small.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He had a lot of them. Here's them. It's so small, but you can make it bigger, but it kind of pixelates a little bit.
Yeah, for this it works. Yeah, you know, if Lou wanted a three-wheeler, which you could take one of these wheels that this guy sells, does he want to pedal or does he just want to ride?
I don't know. I think he'd probably be happy just to have one that
Because there's these things that the pedal controls where you don't. It gets complicated when the pedal's dealing with it too. But if you could deal with just the throttle, it'd be pretty easy because you can put a bunch of batteries in the back of that thing, and it wouldn't go that fast because it's too much weight.
Yeah. This was Dottie's.
Yeah,
Vince Vance fan club card.
that's so funny.
I don't know whose this was, but it was somebody. It was in Barry's folder, but it's just assortment of little
Yeah.
cards.
Dottie also had because she brought it one night. She has a Your Father's Mustache matchbook with it says Kent and Tom and her phone number.
Man, yeah, I don't even remember meeting Dottie when I worked there.
I do because Kent used to go out with Nancy, her roommate at college, and I went out with Dottie a little bit, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't remember very much about it. She was nice.
Looking for, I had done some stills from, I had some from Danny's site pics. JPEG. One day, what I really need to do is just sort them all according to.
I know, but there's just sometimes it's so hard to find the time.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna, if I ever get around to making the little video to show at say new Zoom. I had a lot of stills that I did off the video from now I can't remember.
I couldn't find the email that Gim sent out. What did he say about the
Oh, okay.
reunion?
He wants us to, let's say, Denny, Here it is, reunion planning.
Basic plan remains the same. Event to be held sometime this summer or early fall in New Haven. Joel has found a venue suitable for our fun and games, but he needs to help to find the date best suited for everyone.
What dates would suit you best? What dates would not work for you?
Yeah,
We will consolidate input. Thing is, I can't imagine they really give a shit about the waiters because I think he's trying to get the band there.
I'll see what they come up with.
Yeah. But we could,
September is the time that Elliot's having a baby. So
yeah. Well, it sounds like they want to do summer. Because basically anytime during the summer.
but that's pretty soon.
Yeah. But you know, I may or may not, because originally I was going to just drive and
Yeah.
I brought a lot more than I need. I need some more stuff here.
I still got some. I mean, if you didn't want to go through all the trouble, if you really want to go, and I go, you know, if you got on a Southwest, I'd pick you up and we'd
Yeah.
stay at my house that night and then just drive next morning.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I'm going either. So,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure that you know, Washington's a buzz with COVID right now because of that gridiron dinner and Pelosi and just a whole bunch of political.
Well, look at
people.
New Orleans. I mean, we just did Mardi Gras.
You know, you guys did great. Though.
But I mean, I don't know. Like Bonnie did a test earlier because she was feeling a little snuffly, but I think it was allergies.
I did a
It was
test
negative.
because Emily did a test yesterday. So I did one today because of coming over to see Lou and,
Mhm.
you know, I'm negative.
You see how grainy? I mean, maybe I need more light in here, but you know, just I'm not real crazy with
can't
the
quite
camera on this thing.
Figure it out either. Emily has trouble with hers too. And
But like, this isn't hardly any light at all. Maybe I need to put more light on and it wouldn't be so washed out because I got this almost dimmed. But when I put this on, it seems like it.
yeah,
I don't know.
so you look better in that than
Yeah,
I look
I
like.
could get some light down and get these bags out from under my eyes, but straight. You know, usually I do it with not very much light, you know. But it's, you know, but
It
it's,
doesn't matter.
we're not talking about, we're
Recognize-
not broadcasting.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
recognize us.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, this is good.
I got about a 6-pack of them, so let's see what's in back here.
Also, we were talking about, you know, I sent Gim a note today that Lynn doesn't want a video. And I kind of got the impression, did you, I sent
Yeah,
you that, you read that?
I didn't read Kim's response.
And you didn't get that, but I didn't get his response from Kim either. I just wanted to tell him so I didn't prepare too much.
Mhm.
But I just think she doesn't know how to, you know, set up a video.
Yeah, well, it might just be because she's going to be at the funeral home, and maybe
Yeah.
they don't even have.
That's
Like
what I was thinking.
most funeral homes, if you give them a little file on a flash drive, they
Well,
just plug it in.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to.
Overstep.
Yeah. And she wants some stuff written out because that makes sense, you know, just sensible things about them. The pictures are important. Send her that. And
Yeah. This is my little Jeff folder. I don't think it's anything you don't have. It's a shot of
yeah,
the band with Jeff and him with the 2 girls. I know you got that one.
the one below the 2 girls where he's alone.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's so small.
it's so small. Okay, there's another one that looks really good at him.
Yeah. Here's Jeff. This was like one of the postcards, I think, and that's Jeff on there over here.
Oh, see, I didn't know that was Jeff.
Yeah, well, when people talk about them, I go ahead and I name it.
Good,
You know,
good.
because You know, because that's the only way I can remember all these people's names, because you got Joe Terra, Jeff, and let's see what the whole thing says.
And the Jeff singing mother, it's still a good picture of him.
Yeah, that was that's not very big, but I actually have two of them. One with his arms in and one with his arms. That's a big, this is a better image.
It's a much better image.
Yeah. But I like him with his arms out, but it's for something, you know, whoever put that up there, put it up kind of small. And here's him at the ticket booth. I think it's for that
Yeah.
roller coaster. And everybody, one thing I feel kind of bad about on the Zoom is when every time Banu's on and they keep talking about this other gal, I said, man, you see how good she looks and stuff. And nobody kept said anything about you, Banu. You look great too. You know, it's like,
And it does look good.
I thought they were both cute. You know. Okay, let's see what else. Maybe nobody's here today. Here's a bigger, no, it's not very big either. This is all I could find. What's that little
I
one?
thought one of those two, I think I have a bigger one.
That's Jeff. You probably have all these too. He doesn't have a mustache there. And here's what's on the, there's Jeff behind Joel. Yeah. And well, that's kind of this similar to the other one. And the roller coaster. Now this is the Zoom that I recorded. I kept a backup of it. And I didn't go back and edit it, but Jeff got on early. Jeff and I, let's see if I can find it. Jeff was early. We talked for a while by ourselves, but he wasn't framed up much. Let's see if I can turn the volume on that.
Oh, no, I was only in for a day.
Hold on, Tom's trying to reach me. Let me see what's going on.
Okay,
I think that's what I was doing.
Hello?
For you.
Yeah, I got you logged
I
in.
hear you talking, but I don't see your mouse moving.
Jeff's logged in, so he and I are here and I'm recording the meeting.
Yeah, that worked out good because I couldn't even get a signal around the beach. In
Oh, okay, very good.
That's when you were,
Okay.
maybe you were driving.
Okay, Tom, no problem. Have fun at the beach. Don't
I
drown.
was at the beach.
Okay, bye. Now, he was just checking. He said the signal, he tried to log in, but he said the signal was crappy out there, so I don't guess he's gonna be joining us. Yeah,
And Jeff kept,
well, you were in Brighton early today. Yeah.
I know, well, I figured I would try and set up my iPad,
Uh-huh,
you know, get it to stand up
yeah.
rather than hold it.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see this or not. I bought one of these little things on,
Yeah,
I bought one of these little things and the
Bonnie
iPad
uses this
clamp
sometimes.
in here.
Yeah, good idea.
Of course, now that I got an iMac, I don't need this, but they work great. I think it was about 19 bucks. I got it on
Yeah,
some
stuff
B&H
gotta
or
work on here.
something. But and you can also hold
Oh, yeah, I used to
it
do
holds an
that
iPhone too. You can actually
in
fit
the
an
backyard,
iPhone in it too, or an iPad. They're really good. It saves you the trouble having to try to prop it with a catalog.
no, I've got a special, there it is. Hold it.
I'll have to watch it again, see if there's any tidbits.
That's got you. Okay.
All I gotta do is get my ass up.
Yeah, or tilt it down just a
I'm
scrunch.
sure there's some tidbits when he starts talking.
Well, the thing is, it's only
Some
scrunches
else gets on.
once.
Oh, okay.
I squat,
When he was trying to introduce us to
Might
his
get you a
nurse,
phone
bring
book
him
to sit
drug
on
whenever
like the
he
old
needed
days.
to.
oh God,
Um,
this has been a
I guess maybe
This
somebody might be
Zoom
trying to
thing
get in by now, but we would
has
hear them
been
talking or
terrific.
something.
Yeah, everybody's enjoying it a lot. Like I said, I worked as a waiter and I played washboard briefly at the Mustache when they were short of side people that knew the words to all the songs. So, but otherwise I was a waiter, so I got to know only the band in New Orleans, really. I never got to know everybody else. So it's been a real treat getting to hear how the
Well,
other.
you got two of the veterans, Kim and
Oops,
me,
looks like somebody else is
Yeah.
in here. Hey, David.
Hey,
from the
David.
New York Club in the early 60s.
Oh, guys, where'd y'all have lunch yesterday?
Your
Just
house.
with the,
No, we went to we went
Frankie
to
and Johnny's.
Frankie and Johnny's over on
And we thought about
Very
you.
good. Yeah,
no, we were just looking at old videos and pictures and stuff, you know.
How
you been
you
getting
doing?
any more stuff from Roger?
Did you get anything more stuff? No.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, we were it was a nice lunch. Danny Rubio showed up too,
Good, good, good.
and Rick and Sandra, and me and Bonnie and Tom and MLA.
We heard about Danny Rubio, how he met his girlfriend, this is the girlfriend now, who
Uh-huh.
he met like 50 years ago. He was playing tuba. She comes rolling by on her rollerblades, or roller skates, comes back, goes up to him and kisses him and leaves. And then somehow they got together. And then exited
That's
after,
sweet.
a couple of months.
I just didn't have a chance to ask how much she was drinking before she did that, you know, but yeah. Why she picked
Sure.
Danny out with the tuba.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Not the sexiest.
Looking for a man with a big horn.
Now, was that at the Mustache?
No, that was in Jackson Square, I think he
Yeah,
said.
something like that.
He was playing in Jackson Square. And just, she came up, right up, her name's Kelly.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember her name. I met her.
I mean, she's a little larger than she was at the time, I imagine, but I imagine she probably had shorts on,
Yeah.
and roller skates, and
I somehow am conjuring up an image of somebody skating into the Mustache once upon a time. Not her, but I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I was hallucinating.
Chris Owens died,
Yeah, yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah. I
They
did
had a big
think one time,
party on Bourbon Street Bar.
Better sit up straight. Sitting here looking at myself on video and I'm just like all slumped over. I should sit.
I wonder if they're gonna sell the club or they're gonna continue to call it the Chris Owens Club or whatever.
Wow.
That's a good question. They probably will keep her name.
That's a poser. I'm not, because I can't imagine she was the only one performing out there. So they probably have other acts. There
Yeah.
comes Snake.
Mr. Snake.
How long are you gonna be in town, Tom?
Till Tuesday. Our sister-in-law went out of town for a week, so we had a place to stay for a week. Of course, we were looking at Billy's shed outside. It looks pretty big.
Yeah, they might move in.
It's good enough to move in. Hey,
Oh,
Snake.
Snake.
Out of Snake. I can't hear you. You're showing muted. There you go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, it shows muted again. Hit the unmute button.
Or else we could all learn how to lip read.
No, we're not hearing you. It showed unmuted for a split second and then it went back. Talk. Now I'm not hearing you. It's not showing muted, but I don't hear you. Let me say here. Participants. Snake,
Doesn't show them.
no. No, it doesn't show that you're muted, so I don't know what's going on.
Here comes Christian. Hey, Christian.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Chris. What's for
I
dinner?
got Well, for dinner, we're going to have mussels with roasted asparagus and just regular river rice.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds sort of exotic. Oh my
Barry's
gosh,
in a
speaking of
suit.
exotic.
Wearing a suit.
What's
Ooh.
going on, Barry?
We didn't
What's
know-
going on, y'all?
You got a job today?
Yeah, I have to leave at 4:30. I got a job down at the Pelican Club in the French Quarter at 6.
Okay.
Where's the Pelican Club?
That's on Bienville and Exchange Place or Exchange Alley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's really an alley.
You look
Hmm.
sharp.
Yeah.
How you like that, huh?
Yeah,
You clean up nice.
just for our
Well,
Zoom. That's
nice.
pretty nice of you.
Well, I thought about it. I said I want to make some of this call and I wouldn't have time to shower in between after it. So I said, well, let me go in there and
Mhm.
get clean. Look at that shirt Chris is wearing. It looks like I
Yeah.
used to
Alright,
have
Chris.
one like that.
Yeah, I still got mine. No, that's the one from the reunion, I think, from the 50s.
Yeah, I got a
That's
couple
from
of them.
Carnegie. I wore mine out. I got cigar holes in it. And shit.
That's because you had your name on it. They didn't put the waiters' names on it.
Oh man, those suckers.
I wrote mine on with a little marker though, at the very top. Yeah,
Top billing for Bill.
that's right. Yeah.
Hey, that lunch we had yesterday was real nice, Billy and Tom.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
What
Christian,
did
we
y'all have?
went down
What'd you
to a nice restaurant called Frankie and Johnny's. Which
Frankie and Johnny's.
Great
They're gonna write a
food.
song about that.
it's not the cleanest place. They had to shut down for 6 months when a rat fell out of the ceiling. So what was their solution to the whole deal? Let's take the ceiling down. And then they opened back up. But it's really good food.
The seafood was great. Their
Yeah.
gumbo was terrific. I had that, and I had catfish. It was out of this world.
Great.
My favorite place.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
not expensive. I mean,
No, it's very, very reasonable considering. And they didn't really go through the moon with all their prices due to COVID, like some of these other restaurants. Some of them you go to try to get a dozen, like a boiled shrimp or something. Oh, that'll be $8,000.
And we had it, but for those of you who weren't there, we had a table outdoors. So we sat it was a beautiful day yesterday.
yeah.
So we sat outdoors, but it was shady. It was perfect, just perfect, I thought.
No, I had a great time.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
very
great.
good. Okay. Let's see. Did you talk? Well, I still can't hear you, Snake. I'm sorry. No. It's weird. Sometimes it does that to you.
Does,
Can't hear you, Snake.
No, we've been working on his audio. He logged off and logged back on already.
you did that last week and it worked, but
Mhm.
So look, guys, I gotta leave by 4:30. So whatever we're gonna do with Jeff, I need to do it.
well, I sent Lynn an email
Mhm.
and she doesn't really want a video. She wants everybody to write something. And I told her we'd send her a bunch of pictures.
But if you have something you prepared, I'd love to go ahead and record it. I mean,
Yeah, let's just do it that way. 'cause-
did you prepare something for Jeff?
I did.
Okay, let me put this on.
I don't have it written down, but I'll say it.
All right, can you tilt your computer down a little bit so you have less headroom?
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
I'm on.
You're on.
So whenever
So,
you're ready.
I want to convey a story about my good friend Jeff, who we miss. We miss him on this Zoom call every week. He was the highlight of our call every week, and we're asked to say a few words, and I'll be short but brief. We were sitting in the hotel in New York City 11 years ago for the Carnegie reunion, and we're in the lobby, and of course they had almost continuous music, and at that time was Mike Gentry on banjo, Peter Vrianides on tuba, Gene LeBeau on trombone, and myself playing banjo. And we were jamming in the lobby, and and our Jeff walked up and he said, "Can you play My Mother's Eyes in the key of C?" So we brought him in, and he sang My Mother's Eyes. And after it was over with, Joel walked up and said, "I want that in the show tomorrow night. I want that, exactly that in the show tomorrow night." So it was my honor to be one of the four guys accompanying Jeff in his command performance at Carnegie Hall for his song of My Mother's Eyes is special to me. And every time I see it, it brings back some good memories. So that's it.
Okay, that was perfect. Thank you, Barry.
That's great, Barry.
Hey,
Hey, Gim.
There's Gim.
Hello, Jim.
Tis I, tis I.
Hey, Jim.
Damn machine. Golly. Oh, I'll tell you. Your father's mistake. Very good. I like it. The shirt. All is well with everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
Really
Really
Good
good.
in North Carolina.
Have you seen, have these hurricanes are gone by you down there, tornadoes and all that stuff? I see lousy weather going your way across across Texas and into
Hopefully
Louisiana.
it's all over with.
Yeah, don't count on it.
Barry put his. good
Jim, I
luck
saw
on
your
it.
email. Looks like we're in store for another reunion. Huh? That's great.
Well, we're gonna try. I asked you guys to send me the dates that would be good for you and dates that would be bad for you, and I'm gonna try and cut and fit it so we can do the best job for everybody. But
You know what? That far out, they're all good for me right now.
well, okay.
No, I'm sorry, we were just talking about Jeff singing My Mother's Eyes at the reunion.
Yes,
I had that still of it, so.
that's a
Barry just
wonderful,
gave a nice
that's a
little
wonderful-
talk
that's a
about it.
wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful picture.
yeah.
And the one Tom put on the email was a great picture as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I sent Lynn an email and I
Yeah.
sent you a copy of it. She
Right,
doesn't
so-
seem to want the video, but we kind of thought, well, maybe it's still good to do it.
well, she might still like to have it for herself, but maybe she doesn't feel the need
We're
to have
interested
it.
in the pictures, she said.
Yeah.
But we can make it for the reunion. We can always add a like memorial type thing.
That's right.
That would be fine, yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah, and she did, then she sent another one back and just said how much Jeff enjoyed the Friday afternoon Zooms.
Right, I saw that.
That was nice.
And we enjoyed Jeff on the Friday afternoons.
Yeah.
You bet, you bet. Oh, yeah.
Well,
and I were
yesterday at
debating.
lunch, Danny and I were talking. We were at the other end of the table than Tom and Billy. But we were talking about, well, Jeff was a real piece of work.
Oh, yeah.
That term, piece of work. And at the Mustache, we had some pieces of work when you think about it. I
think
mean,
we
Joe
all-
Terra could be classified as a piece of work. So could Wilbur Kite, I mean, Scotty Hill was a piece of work.
Mhm.
But then
Well,
you
it
get
was-
to the waiters and you had Milton Mary.
Milton Mary was definitely a piece of work.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well,
Big
we
Bill,
were-
Big Bill.
Big
We-
Bill.
Big Bill.
Mhm.
Yeah, Big Bill, yes.
James McGivern was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you had to say that your father's mustache was a breeding ground for these pieces of work,
Yeah, it was. I think that's the point we were trying to make yesterday, Danny and I.
I don't know if it was a
That-
breeding ground or a magnet.
Because
Yes.
yeah, that's right. Because being a piece of work didn't really make you special or eccentric at your father's mustache. It made
No,
you
it did not.
fucking normal.
No, it did not. Right.
In fact, the worse you were, the more we liked you.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
The
Yeah, but we did get your email, Gammon. It's pretty much if like everything's open, then you just put that, send in, unless.
well, if you got hard stop somewhere, you're going to a reunion, or you got a concert tickets, or whatever, you got something that's you're obliged to do, family reunions, that kind of thing. Then tell me about those so I don't schedule them on there. If I
Right,
can avoid,
right.
if I can avoid it. If you're the only guy that can't make that weekend, then we have to go that.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Snake.
Hey,
Yeah.
Snake.
So
Are you still gonna try to have concerts or are you just gonna have a get together?
Snake who? I don't know.
Hey, I
And I'm-
didn't get the email.
You should have. I sent it to everybody.
Yeah, I don't think I got one either. Unless, it wasn't today, was it?
It was
No,
a
no,
few
it
days
was
ago.
a week ago. I sent it to the standard distribution list. I don't know why that you didn't get it.
That's probably,
Check your spam folder, you know, because
yeah,
sometimes,
periodically there are problems with my,
sometimes when they spam see something going to like 800 people, it'll throw it there automatically.
You know,
What? It wasn't 800, but it was more like 60 or 70 for sure.
well, you mind sending it to me?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
send it to you or forward it to you.
Sure.
That'd be great.
So they're looking at late summer, early autumn. Is that what you're looking at? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, August, September, maybe October. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll take a while to get this thing organized. I mean, it's not. gonna
That's
be-
what I was thinking. Are you gonna still have a concert or is it just a get together?
To be determined. The place Joel has in mind, which I've not seen, so I can't tell you what it looks like, but he says it's got, 300 seats and it's got a bar attached. I said, that sounds like home for us. And I said, are we gonna have a public thing and charge admission, make tickets and all that stuff? And he says, I don't know yet, so we'll have to figure it out. I want to go see the joint first before we do anything too serious,
Okay.
but
Okay, well, I guess right now you just need to know who all can come and about when they would be able to get there.
exactly.
Okay. Oops, everybody's froze.
Yeah.
That happens over here, but it's continuing to run. It just,
We know you're still there. We just froze.
they can't hear us. I don't know, maybe they can. Yeah. Let's see, where's my, sometimes.
The clock is running against us now. People get too old and tired, or they go broke, or they just
They
pass
die.
All
out.
of them.
It's the attrition rate's catching up with us.
Yes, and
Yeah.
You guys are split tickets compared to some of us.
I'd appreciate forwarding that email to me.
Okay. Yeah, I've got your email address. I can forward it, or maybe if Gim has it, he can just send it.
Well, if you got it on the screen, send it to him, sure.
Well, I hate to say it, man, but I think that if we pull this reunion off, this probably will be our last one.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
Certainly will be for a lot of us.
Very true.
But it would be fun.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll be interested to see if you have enough musicians to have a concert.
Well, I think all you need is one of each instrument.
That's true, yeah. Well, I hope you, Barry, and Mike can make it, because with everybody else fading from the scene, I think that the three of us would hold it together. But I wouldn't want to do it by myself anymore.
No. Look, in an hour and a half, I'll be playing banjo by myself. That's scary.
Oh, really? Good for you. Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
I had a gig tonight to get canceled, so that's just as well.
Well, and the thing is, most of the work I do now is trio work, banjo, bass, and horn.
Yep.
But on Wednesday night at Fritzl's, I play with a full band. And that to me is easier.
Oh, it is
People
indeed.
say, why is that easier? I said, because there's more to hide behind.
You bet. Well, you know what Teddy Wilson said, on a trio, there's no place to hide. So
Right. That's right. On a trio, there's no place to hide. I'm getting ready to go down right now. If I'm not warmed up properly, they know it.
you bet. Oh, you bet. You bet.
So what was it that Danny was playing over at Fritzl's that you said you ran across him?
He was playing the tuba, but he was playing in a matinee group. He was playing in a group right before I came on. They do a matinee 7 to 9, and then we go
Okay.
on at 9.
Okay.
They also have a pre-matinee starting at like 12:30 in the afternoon.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, but they're using trios and stuff. And then when we come on, it's 5 or 6 pieces.
So Danny was your warm-up act.
Danny was the warm-up act the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day, so he was playing with a banjo player, a guy who played a 6-string banjo, which
Yeah.
I usually don't like. They usually sound too, I don't know what the word is.
Guitar-y?
Not guitar, just
They're
the
clunky.
sound ain't right.
They're clunky.
Yeah, but he was playing a 6-string banjo, Gim, and he really sounded good. He played in a style of a plectrum banjo. It was tuned like
Really?
a guitar, but he
Really?
sounded pretty good. He laid off those bottom strings a lot. He said, I'd never met him before. And he said
Really?
he lives here and his main instrument is guitar, but he did a fine job on a banjo. They use banjo, tenor saxophone, and tuba. And let me tell you what, it sounds scary, but it worked.
No,
The
but
guy that plays the sax is a good entertainer, good singer. He plays in the style of Sam Butera.
yeah.
So a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
that jump blues stuff.
Yeah.
Danny likes that because he goes in that 4 beat on the tuba.
Yeah.
And it worked.
I'll be darned. Good for
He
him.
had the club packed.
Clancy Hayes played a 6-string banjo too with a
That's
guitar.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We were telling David about how, is it Sandy that Danny goes out with? Is that her name?
That's Kelly.
Kelly.
Kelly. We're talking about how Kelly and him met years ago when she was rollerblading.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember her.
Rollerblading?
I remember he dated her for
Back then.
a
They
short
rollerbladed.
while, and then she was out of the picture, and then she came back into the picture about 6 months ago.
So Gim, he said he was playing the tuba and this girl goes by on her roller skates, turns around, comes back over and kisses him and then exits.
This is 50 years ago.
And then now they went out then and then parted for 50 years and now she's back in the picture.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
She's
said
still
that Danny
skating?
stalked her on Facebook to find out who she was.
And she's a very pleasant person. Yesterday was the most I sat next to her at lunch. And that's the most I talked to her since 50 years ago.
Really?
Okay.
Well, rebounds are good sometimes.
You
Better the devil you know than the one you don't know.
Jim, you remember Clancy Hayes in '61? He spent the evening with he played in Denver here and reserved a booth for all the local banjo players and spent the evening with us.
That's cool. I had a lovely evening with him out in San Francisco. I went to Earthquake Lagoons and he was playing the intermission. So every time Turk took the stage, I got to chat with him and he let me play his banjo or whatever you want to call it. And we had a lovely time. It was a great evening. I always thought Clancy was, didn't get the recognition he deserved. He really sang quite well and he chose his songs well.
His
And,
singing was great.
I thought he was just terrific. I really did. His
So,
work with the Scobie band was wonderful. And
At French Quarter Fest, all the European bands come to town in New Orleans, and Fritzl's is like Mecca to those European jazz people.
sure,
They all want to play in Fritzl's. So they come by and of course they sit in and jam and all that. We allow it. But I'm up there playing a few years ago at some British banjo player.
Yeah.
Comes up to me and says, fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. You're just like Clancy Hayes.
yeah, sure.
And all I could think of was, I'm bald headed and I hold the banjo. That's about it,
That's funny. That's funny.
Fucking
great.
brilliant.
He was a great man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a lot of regard for him. I thought he was great. I thought he was just wonderful.
They said he was heavy on the drinking. So that's another thing I have in common with him, or had in common with him.
Well, yeah, I don't recall his being drinking any heavier than the rest of us that night.
Okay,
That I-
well,
That I night was there.
it's a good way to put it.
Yeah, no, I think we all drank a little bit heavier when I was working at the Mustache, but somehow I seem to recover faster.
Well, the price was right. The price was right. It was hard to say no.
Yeah. That's
So
right. Your
the-
managers didn't make y'all pay for your drinks.
Well,
So the leader of the director of entertainment for Fritzels, he's also the band leader of the band I'm in. He keeps asking me about your father's mustache.
Yeah.
And since he's the entertainment director, he's got a big say in how the club is run
sure.
and all that. So he keeps asking me about your father's mustache. So I invited him to my house next week. Said, why don't you come over? I'll get my wife to fix us some lunch. And what I'm planning on doing, y'all maybe could help me. What I'm planning on doing is showing him the 3 videos that Johnny Byer made for Joel's induction into the Hall of Fame. You know those? It kind of outlines the history of the mustache.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
So there's 3 of them.
I didn't realize that. Three of them, really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 3 of them. Chris has got them on his website or his Facebook page. So I'm gonna show him those and then show him a little bit of the Carnegie and then answer any questions. I mean, he's picking my brain, which is
Sure.
good, you know?
Sure.
It's good
Sure.
because I've been playing at Fritzels for like 20 years now. And when I'm up there, what I try to do is, in my mind, a Dixieland version of the mustache.
Sure.
You know, I mean, if there is such a thing, that's what I try to do. Not the music itself, but the comments and all in the middle. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
everybody say, oh, yeah, and all this shit, you know, all the bullshit, the stick we used to do. That's
Sure.
what I do, you know?
Well, a lot of the songs will fit too. I mean, they would fit either in a Dixieland thing or a mustache thing.
Right. A lot of them we do already,
Yeah.
you know? But there's a lot of songs we would never do at Fritzels. Like we would probably never do Minnie the Mermaid,
Oh, gracious, no.
you know, at a jazz club, you know, just, it wouldn't work, you know, I guess.
But Coney Island Washboard, you would.
Yeah. The other night I was playing a job and you know what somebody requested? Not at Fritzels, I was doing a private. They requested she'll be coming around the mountain. So I started playing it with the trio I was with. And I had them singing Kaya, Yippee, Yippee, Yay, and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't think I've played She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain since the days of the mustache.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't miss it either.
We'll all have chicken and dumplings when she comes.
Yeah.
So you don't get bawdy at all at Fritzels?
Yeah, we get bawdy, but in a different, not during the songs as much as the patter in between.
Sure.
For instance, I introduced Fritzels as, you know what? The home of happiness where good time jazz is alive and well. Now that's a play. We used to say, your father's mustache, a home of happiness where the time of your life is right under your nose.
Yeah.
Do that. So the home of happiness where good time jazz is alive and well.
Is that right downtown New Orleans?
Video?
Yeah, right on Bourbon Street.
Okay, there's one here.
When Joel was there, he absolutely loved the joint because it was small enough. You know, it only seats like 65 people. You
That's
know?
fine.
And he
Yeah.
loved the joint. You know, I think it's a little small. But it's popular. It's popular just like the mustache was. I mean, you know, you can't get a seat most nights.
Well, people associate that kind of stuff with New Orleans, and they'll seek out the places that provide it. You know, and that's fine.
And you know what the sad part is? There ain't that many places that provide it. these owners of those buildings, they think they're gonna make more money on a t-shirt shop, and maybe they do.
Maybe that's true. Well, it depends on the overhead. I mean, you know, you got personnel costs, you got a band and you got staff and you got, but the margin on booze is pretty good.
But I'll say this, down here in New Orleans, I think we have more four-string banjo players per capita than any city in the world
How about you're
that
right?
are working. Chris came down and visited one time. He caught a banjo player upstairs. She said, "Well, you and your father's mustache, go downstairs. Barry's there." Chris came and says hello to me. I said, "Look, let's walk next door. I'll reintroduce you to Buzzy." Remember that,
That was a-
Chris?
That was a great day. I loved it.
Yeah.
Banus and
Within 50 yards, they had three banjo players playing. Where does that happen?
Right.
Yeah, not recently. Banu sent a picture of Buzzy because it was his 79, would have been his 79th birthday.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
it.
it was pretty good. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, Chris, when
was-
you saw Buzzy that last time, he was sick at that point.
Yeah, he was. He was actually hoping to get better at that point. He had been really sick and he was starting to feel a little better, so he took a gig. And but he said, you know, it's been tough. And then it went downhill from there. So
Yeah, me and my buddy who plays trumpet down at Fritzl's, he's also a banjo player. So when Buzzy got sick, I took Buzzy's, Chuck took Buzzy's Saturday night at that spot where you saw him, and I took the Sunday night. So we all got busy covering Buzzy's jobs.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Well, you know, Benu was down on Bourbon Street on Wednesday night for Chris Owens Memorial. She was
Right.
a fan dancer at one of the clubs, 88-year-old fan dancer. But only in New Orleans would you have a whole grouping of people come out for a memorial service for the local fan dancer.
Yeah, well, she was more known as a chanteuse than a stripper. I think I'm stuck again. I think we froze, yeah. Here we are.
Reminds me of Joe Terra's wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Look,
saw
guys,
that.
I gotta skate out of here. I gotta be downtown playing in a little while. So
Okay, Barry, have a good night.
I hate
Nice
to
to
be
see you,
on a,
Barry.
I hate to be on a Zoom meeting dressed up with a tie on. I feel freaking out of place with you bunch of ragtag. Man, I swear, I hate it. Especially with Chris
thought
with
you
his
had all-
Carnegie reunion shirt on. Yeah. See y'all later.
Okay, Barry.
Take
bye.
care,
Hey,
Barry.
Barry.
I never saw that one.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, Chris, where do I get these three, how can I see these three tapes of the mustache? He said-
There's a Facebook page called Your Father's Mustache.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I post all of these meetings on there, and any videos and pictures that I have are all there on that Facebook page. And so you just go to the photos and the videos and you can see lots of stuff there.
I'll be darned. I will certainly check that out.
I mean, I don't spend a lot of time, on it. I just load the stuff up and let people go to it and do what they
Oh,
want.
sure. Sure. Is it a group you have to join or should join?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that way, when I post something new, it'll go to you and you'll see it. And then you can just, ignore it or watch it or whatever.
Fair
Found an
enough.
old picture of Banu. I'm not sure who the other guys are in there.
Well, let's see.
Well, this is that Sunny Elmer.
Lady with a washboard. Well, I don't know, but that might be, I don't know. Walter Hart is next to him. And the guy with the British Derby, I don't know. The girls, I don't know. Then there's Sonny in the
Sonny?
back, Banu in the front, and the banjo player next to him, I can't tell because the face is distorted here.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Sonny's got his hand in front of it, so I can't see who it is.
Well, tell him to move it. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Now I just was curious. Now while you were talking, I was just looking at what I had with Banu in it. I know I got more pictures with Buzzy in it too somewhere.
Mhm.
Oh, if I can get that play.
Hey, Chris,
You guys are good. I mean, we'd be lost without you guys, really. And I take a minute to thank you very much for what you're doing here.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah.
I felt good when Lynn sent me this note about how Jeff really enjoyed the Friday afternoon Zoom.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, he would get on early and stay late. Yeah, I think that was the thing for a while, you know.
When Jeff was around and John was around, we didn't have to work at all. Just turn it on and go.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Let it play.
Mhm.
Jeff, Chris, you say that's a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Your Father's Mustache on Facebook.
And did you have all the actual original videos that you uploaded?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, because like for archiving purposes and all, it'd be great to have the actual MP4s, you know, for sometimes when you try to download them from a website, they get, you know, a little
Yeah.
compressed.
Well, you
yeah,
certainly can't download it from YouTube, you know, so.
Yeah,
But if I can figure out a way to get it to you, I'll be glad to download them and ship them off or Dropbox them or something like that.
yeah. Okay, we can send you a link to
Dropbox is good.
Google Drive
Dropbox is
or
good.
Hightail or something. Yeah, I know Tom uses Hightail.
I've been using Google lately because it's easier.
You know, more people have it.
Cheaper.
Yeah. I was looking for some old video, but I'm trying to figure out, it won't play for some reason.
Hmm.
Gremlins. Oh, I run across gremlins all the time.
I've played them before. They just don't seem to
Yeah, that sounds like our band. All right. Yeah.
You get the sound anyway. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I
Okay.
was trying to figure out how to get the video up. I think I got it now. Let me figure. Let me find a folder.
What I do is I just bring this video up stopped and then
Mhm.
hit share page and then click on it and
Yeah.
then eventually make it roll.
I hate to be so ignorant, but it's for the first time I've noticed that you guys are in the same room.
Just this time, because I came to New Orleans to visit.
Evidently. I mean, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I wish we were in New Orleans, frankly, but there you go.
I wish you were too. We'd all go to
Yeah.
Frankie and Johnny's for dinner and have a good time.
We can listen to the banjos. Really, let's see, at the bar. Here we go. That should do it. Oops, here we go. I think I cut them off now. Play.
You'll have to tell me the same thing in about 2 hours.
All right. I may ask too.
Do we have to put the movie on at the band break? Yeah.
Was
Good
everybody?
old Charlie Borneman.
Huh? Yeah. Now,
Who was the trombone player standing next to Charlie?
I don't know. I didn't know who he was when we were in New York.
I've met him, and we chatted, but I just can't remember his name. I think he was from.
I know I never played with him.
I think he was from Boston, but I'm not. I couldn't swear to that either.
maybe he just showed up.
Yeah.
No, he knew the routine. He knew the routine, so he's a veteran.
Yeah.
You know, Bill, if you want to record any more of those little video things, I've got a couple of words I put together. I wouldn't mind recording them, and
Yes.
then I'll write something and send it to Lynn myself.
Okay, you want to go ahead and you got something prepared?
Yeah.
Okay, you're rolling.
Okay, I just wanted to say how grateful I am to Jeff for so many things, not the least of which are some of the tunes that he taught me to play and to love, like My Mother's Eyes and The Blues My Naughty Sweetie Gives to Me, and even the verse that he taught me to Bill Bailey. You know, those were have become a terrific part of the music that I love to play and that people love to hear me do now. But it's because of Jeff that I learned it. The other thing that Jeff taught me was the difference, the enormous difference between being a musician and being an entertainer. And that's because he was the consummate entertainer. He was part of what I consider to be the holy trinity of crazy entertainers at the Mustache, starting with Joe Terra. I think, you'd have to say Sonny Helmer and then Jeff Olswang. Those were the three that stand up in my mind. Now, you all may have other people that you would put into that grouping, but that was my trinity. And I'm grateful to you folks for putting together these Friday afternoons, because it meant that we had a chance to talk with Jeff, more recently, and it reminded us what an amazing character he was, and what an amazing part he was of our whole experience at the Mustache. And I hope that it reminded him of how much we all always loved him, and we still do. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
That was lovely.
So what were those lyrics he taught you to Bill Bailey?
It was on one Sunday morning.
The sun was shining bright.
The lady love of old Bill Bailey was hanging clothes out on the line in her backyard. She was weeping hard.
She married to be an old brakeman.
Right. So, I suppose, I've been doing that so long, but I remember when he first sang it, I went, oh my God, that's great. I can't do that song without the verse now. You got to have it.
Well, as Clancy would say, it's part of the song,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sinatra made a record of singing the verse, the Stardust, and not the chorus. He just sang the verse.
Really?
It was a classic. I loved it. It was
Wow.
great.
Sometimes I wonder why. So he didn't ever get into the song itself.
Never got into the song itself.
Wow.
Oh, the verse is gorgeous. The verse is gorgeous, as is the song. But the verse stands alone by itself, and Sinatra recorded it all by itself.
Yeah. Well, Jim, did you have any Jeff memories yourself? Or
I got tons, but I think I will. I'll probably put them on paper and send it to her. It's probably better that way.
okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And my association with Jeff was really only about 5 years, because he came into the club in the mid '60s and I was out by '70. So, and we did a couple of off-site jobs which were hilarious, but no one knows about those but us. So,
Well, again, were you the first? Did you start with Joel when he first started the club?
I was the first employee.
So just for future edits that we might do, tell us a little bit about that.
I met Joel at a cocktail party in Boston because a fraternity brother of mine had a girlfriend who had graduated from Smith and had a good job. And we were all still studying hard and trying to graduate. And I went to this cocktail party because of my fraternity brother. And this girl was a friend of Joel's. And so she knew that I played the banjo and the guitar and ukulele and whatever else had strings on it. So that I was introduced to Joel, and Joel remembered that. And about, I forget how long. It was more than 6 months, but probably less than a year later. Joel literally shows up at my house in Marblehead, Massachusetts, with a banjo, saying, "I'm going to start a nightclub." I said, because he had been to San Francisco and met Jack Dupin and had worked at he had graduated from Harvard Business School by then, and he'd gone out to San Francisco to meet Jack Dupin, and he worked at the Red Garter out there. So we came back with the idea that he was going to start a Red Garter, which he did. He says, "I need a banjo player, and you're it." So actually, when I was in the Army in '61, we started the band, and it was me. It was Joel, me, Don Brayton, the tuba player, who was the big tall guy in the picture at the White House.
Yeah.
And he's 6'10" or something like that, some gigantic person. And well, all the visuals are great. When he plays a sousaphone, the damn thing hits the ceiling. And he and I, and we had a piano player at the time, Robin Verdier, who was a kind of a musician around Boston at the time. And we used to play parties, and and I would get out of my uniform and come down to Boston, and we play these things in Cambridge, mostly for college. For colleges, we played for the Harvard Business School a couple of times, and we played, I forget where, but they were basically either graduate groups or alumni. And then I decided I wanted to go to school in Boston, so I decided to go to BU for my graduate degree. And Joel said, "If you're going to do that, then you're going to work for me at the Mustache." So I went from a part-time musician to a semi full-time. It wasn't.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Ira.
Hi, Ira.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
22. It's time for Ira.
Must be, huh?
Jim, what fraternity?
Only 6 of us tonight? Oh,
Hey, Jim, what fraternity were you in?
it's
Yeah.
getting
Gamma
smaller and smaller.
Yeah. Chi, which was a local version of Alpha Chi Rho.
Yeah, Gim's given us a history of his hire as the very first employee.
Yeah, so we actually played gigs in '61, but the club didn't open until '62, fall of '62, as I recall. And by then I got out of the Army in September, and we started right away.
Did Joel play in the band with you too?
Oh yeah. Well, Joel played a lot in the beginning because he had to teach us what he wanted, because this was all brand new stuff. I mean, we'd all played the banjo, but we hadn't played in this kind of context. So
And so how did is that you or?
shut up my phone here. There you go. Yeah, ask away.
And then, so how did the club advance from one club to many?
Well, after Boston became a big success, the Cape Cod was next, and that opened in '63. And that was my middle year in school. So Joel offered me the job to run the thing, and I said that'd be kind of fun to do that. I mean, most guys in school at that point would go to an internship somewhere. Well, I decided to run a bar, and it was really quite an education. But burning the candle at both ends. Playing 6 nights a week and then working all damn day. Interviewing bartenders and dealing with salesmen and janitorial people, and it was just a nightmare because you're working 20 hours a day. Bad for your sex life. But we managed. And then after it was 60, it was 64 when. No, it was late '63 when New York opened, I guess. And we all flew down to open the club. And I took a job with IBM at that point and moved to New York conveniently, and started working at the New York Club. And that was a big success. That was a big success. And at that point, the money's rolling in, I assume. But then the Jersey Shore clubs opened. The first was Summers Point, and followed by Point Pleasant. Then came Philadelphia, and I don't remember the years for these, but sometime along the way, Chicago and St. Louis, and New Orleans was born in what, 65, I think, 64, maybe 65. I think it was 65, wasn't it?
I think
After New York, right?
No, New York started in the late 63, I think, or certainly by 64, because when I went to New York, it was in June of 64, and the club had been open, but I flew down for the opening of New York. Joel was superstitious because we opened Boston, and Boston was so successful. He wanted that band to go open the other clubs, and so we opened we opened Philadelphia, we opened St. Louis, and so anyway, you get the idea. I don't remember exactly when New Orleans opened. I went down there in 65 to play. I played for Mardi Gras. That was a blast. And I don't remember when Denver opened. It was somewhere along the way there. I wanted to go to Denver, but I couldn't get out of work.
Denver was after New Orleans?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
it was.
know the table.
I'm sure it was.
So Chris, what's your association with all this, with the mustache?
I started in the summer of 1966 because there were a bunch of guys from Fordham who had gone down to the Mustache to get jobs as waiters. And they said to me, you know, this is, you're going to love this. You got to come down here and join us because we're making like $20 a night.
Oh yeah.
Which was, you know, and I had to do something because I was just finished my sophomore year. And I had run out of money completely. So I wasn't going to be able to do junior year unless I made enough money during the summer to carry me through the next year. So I went down to the club pretty desperate with the guys, what's his name? Mike Malarney?
Malarney, sure.
Yeah. And Peter, somebody or other, I can't remember all their names. But they were Fordham guys, and they were waiters down there. So I went, and the manager at the time was a big Nordic-looking Keith Ramsdell.
Keith, yeah.
I know the name.
Keith was he talk about 6'10". He was big. He was huge.
He was. Oh yeah.
So I said to him, you know, I'd like a job as a waiter, and he says, well, tell you the truth. He says, I'm up to my armpits in waiters. I have more waiters than I can, especially, he said, now with the summer here, everybody wants to be a waiter here.
Sure.
He said, what I really need are banjo players. He said, you play the banjo? And of course I didn't. I played the guitar.
That's right. I remember that.
So he said, can you play the banjo? I said, oh yeah, banjo. I can play the banjo. I figured how hard could it be? So he says, go up on stage and let's see what you got. I said, oh, I didn't bring my banjo. And he says, they have an extra one up there. And it was Ronnie Bizel was up there. And whoever the other cast of characters were, of course, Joe Terra. I can't remember who the trombone player or the tuba player. I was just frightened to death because I was just going to make a fool of myself. But I went up there, and Ronnie Bizel hands me a banjo, and I'm sitting next to him, and I'm holding the banjo, and I'm looking at where he's got his hand. And of course, he's playing a plectrum. I don't know what I don't know what they handed me, but I'm just strumming like he's strumming and keeping the pick away from the strings. And I'm singing my heart out. I'm just singing as loud as I can. And so when the set's over, Keith comes up to Ronnie Bizel and he says, so how's the kid? And Ron, of course, who had not been paying any attention to me whatsoever. You know, he had his own agenda for the night, and he's trying to lead the band. So he said, yep, mm-hmm, yep, mm-hmm. So Keith says, okay, you're hired. And I started coming into the club, and they would pay me like a minimum amount, and I would come and take notes about the the medleys and all of that stuff. Meanwhile, I ran home and got a Mel Bay chord book. And I found that in the family, there was a banjo, an old Epiphone Recording A, which I still play, under somebody's bed in the family. And I got it out and had to have the head replaced. And I started practicing. And before I knew it, they sent me to Philadelphia that summer. And I played with George French. And I used to practice 8 hours a day and play 4 hours a night.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, by the end of the summer, I could play some tunes.
That's great.
Great story. Yeah.
Good story.
But and then I mean, it was just wonderful because I met so many fabulous characters, including our Jeff and Sonny Helmer. And Sonny used to come and play at the Philadelphia Club just on the weekends, and then we would go down to the shore and play at Summers Point. We would play the Sunday afternoon gig and the Sunday night gig and the Monday night gig to give that band a break. So that's how I got into it.
Nice.
And then you started making meatballs.
Then I started.
You didn't play in Point Pleasant, Chris?
I played at Point Pleasant the whole summer. The whole next summer, I played at Point Pleasant with Neil
Billy
DeFeo
Higby.
and Billy Higby. Neil was my roomie. We rented a house down in Neptune, New Jersey,
Oh, sure, I
And
know
then-
Neptune, yeah.
and then we played at the club. That's all we did, and we would pal out together. And we bought a car together. Neil didn't drive in those days because his eyesight was so bad he couldn't drive, but he wanted to have a car. So I was like his chauffeur, and we would just drive all around back and forth to New York and up to his house and over to my house in Brooklyn. And, we just had a good old time.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I started school, I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to stop making that money. So I was working nights and going to school in the day. And the nights that I didn't play, I tended sidebar because I just wanted to be in the club all the time.
It was fun. It was a great place to hang out. Yeah, I agree.
We used to have dinner with Russell and the gang. He would make
Oh,
up
yeah.
something for all of us homeless guys.
Russ Adams?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we would play, and then it's somewhere 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning after we would go to breakfast at the greenhouse or someplace. Then I would wend my way up to the Bronx again, and there it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Time to get up and go to school.
Yeah, well, usually I had like an 8 o'clock philosophy class. That was the tough one to make.
Yeah. It's off the subject a little bit, but I was in college working at the Mustache too, but I was a waiter. But there was on some of those late nights, I would not even go home. I would just would sometimes stick around after work and have a few beers and stuff. Of course, I'm sure I didn't smell real good, but I would go out and they had a guy out there praising the Lord at University of New Orleans every morning, and I'd make sure he would wake me up and get me out of my car for my 8 o'clock class.
Uh,
Well, my roommate Kent and I used to work maintenance for David.
Mhm.
We'd work at night, but then we'd come in during the day and fix things. And then we'd go over to Buster Holmes, this restaurant, and eat red beans and rice for 35 cents for lunch.
Hmm.
Those are great memories.
Yeah. Wow. Snake,
I
how
don't think
long?
any of us could keep up that schedule now,
Nah.
No way.
not even close.
No.
As long as they let us take naps.
Nor would you want to. We've moved on from that,
No, I'd give it another shot.
Yeah. No, actually, I can still, my stamina is still pretty good. I've worked long nights carrying cameras around, and the people I hired much younger than me are all taking breaks. I'm tired. And I said, okay, go ahead, take a break. But, yeah. Snake, when did you get started with this?
Well, I got started about, I think it was 65, 66, somewhere in there. I found pay stubs from 67, 8, and 9. When I was cleaning out some junk, but
And you looked at those pay stubs and wondered how you made it.
Yes.
well, I was already working for a manufacturer here in Denver.
I see.
Were you in
And,
Denver all the time?
I'm sorry.
Did you play only in the Denver club?
I played in Brussels with Mike Gentry,
Oh, okay.
and I played one time in Chicago, Rush Street.
Yeah, Rush Street is a great place.
Jim Balkin was a tuba player there. I remember him. Bob Balkin, I think.
Don't remember him.
Good player.
How did you get recruited for Belgium, for Brussels?
I was over there on business, and we were converting from a professional accounting service to an in-house computer. And I walked in and saw Gentry, and he said, "Get your butt up here."
Funny.
Cool. Yes. And
I was over there about 6 months.
Was Mike Gentry there at the time?
Yeah.
Not Mike Gentry, I'm sorry, Mike Johnson.
No,
Oh, because he opened that club, I
he
think.
preceded me.
Yeah,
I got to meet Harry Black there.
Harry. Yeah.
Cool.
Ira, how'd you get involved?
Who?
Ira,
What?
how did
What,
you
Tom?
get, how did you get hooked up to your father's mustache?
I was in college and one of my friends who wasn't in college was working there. So he said, come on in. So I went in, became a waiter. I figured I'll do this for a little bit. That little bit lasted probably 7 years. You know, but I started, I think, 69 maybe, right after the Stonewall riots. That was what, 69, Kim?
Yes, November, September, somewhere in the fall of 69, right?
Yeah, so I probably started at the end of 69 or the beginning of 70.
Yeah.
Then I got out of college, graduated as an engineer, and worked as a waiter for $1.10 an hour. I was only going to do it until I figured out what I wanted to do,
plus
Sure.
tips.
which I still haven't done yet.
Well, yeah, you
No.
know what Maynard Chatter said was that it's a good thing the mustache burned down because we'd all still be there if it wouldn't.
We would. We would still be there.
Probably.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
You know, well, I know David was on hiatus when I first got to the mustache in New Orleans. I think you had your throat surgery or something, but you were not there when I first got there, but they brought you in as assistant manager. David Krippner.
Yeah, before that, I had done the bookkeeping job. I think that was in 67. And then I started doing the melodrama after that. And then somewhere became an assistant manager to Fred, I guess.
Because remember, David still couldn't talk or project when he got to the mustache, but he could whistle like hell. I mean, he had a very shrill, loud whistle. And, you
I
know,
can't believe that I
wanted to do something.
Tim, you were IBM, weren't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, we went over in Brussels. We put in an IBM 360 Model 20.
Oh, yes.
That's
Model
an old card machine.
I remember them well. 360 was, I was part of the 360 generation. That's right. Yeah.
Good times.
It was interesting.
I still got a one-card key punch in my shed. But
Do you
IBM,
really? The one, you get the one, do you?
it's Model 10,
Model 10, okay.
one-card electric key punch.
Is this the one with the single digits that you punch? Yeah, okay. I've seen them, but well, every key punch room had one of those, so you could put an individual spot in the card when you wanted to.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh yeah, doing 20 to 10, doing 80 cards. You know, yeah, I remember that. I remember that vaguely, but I remember it. Herman Hollerith with his punch cards. Yeah.
Well, Ira, did you have any words you wanted to say for Jeff?
No, not yet,
No,
not yet.
all right.
Why, has everybody got their words in already?
We talked about him a little bit. We're not gonna actually, apparently, Tom spoke with
Lynn,
Lynn, and doesn't have a way to show a video, but people had some things, Barry had some things to say, and Chris and Gim. We can also put it together for the reunion whenever it comes in.
and Lynn asked everybody to write something.
Right.
And
Yeah.
When are they talking about the reunion?
Well, we don't know yet. If you guys will send me what's good dates for you and what bad date for you, and then I can try to make a best fit that'll suit everybody.
Mhm.
Send me that email, please.
I guess it's gonna revolve around when Joel's good.
Well, Joel's got a place and he wants to make a reservation, but I've not seen the place, so I can't tell you what it looks like.
Hmm.
But before we set a date, I want to get a date that's best for everyone. And so I've asked, did you get an email from me? Let me ask you that.
No,
Well, that's weird. I don't know why.
And I checked
did
my
everybody else get
spam.
one?
Snake didn't get it either. So I wonder what the hell, I wonder what the hell happened to it. I hope, I sent it to about 70 some odd people and
I got it, but Tom said he didn't. see
well,
it.
I thought I got it, but I couldn't find it when I looked for it.
I didn't get anything.
I got it.
You got it, Chris?
Yeah.
You use the same email list that Tom uses, right?
No, it was the ones that was coming to, well, that's a good idea. We should send it to that list.
I'll send you the list. I'll be home on Tuesday.
There'll be duplicates. I mean,
Well,
there'll be
bother anybody.
there'll be duplication, but if anybody missed
So
it,
what?
yeah, exactly.
That doesn't matter.
Be like a
Okay,
reminder for everybody who hadn't answered, yeah.
Is Joel physically up to having a reunion?
Well, I want to check that out too. I know he's having trouble getting around, but walking, I mean.
Yeah.
But
I
he's
heard
still-
he
I
uses
sent
a
an email
walker.
yesterday asking
But he-
him to show up today to do something for Lynn before I realized Lynn didn't want it.
yeah,
He didn't make it.
yeah, because when I talked to him, he said he'd get directly in contact with you. I don't know whether he was going to call you or send you an email or what, but I told him that we were going to chat tonight on
Okay.
something for Lynn's memorial service, but that didn't happen quite the way we envisioned it, so we're going to make other arrangements here. But we're hoping to have a reunion for sure. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of getting enough people together and getting this place locked up and at a price we can afford and all that kind of thing. We don't know what the program will look like yet, or whether it's going to be a concert that we'll do for outside people, or we'll just amuse ourselves for a couple of days.
But it'll be up in Connecticut, right?
It'll be in New Haven for sure, because Joel is not going to get on any plane, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
don't.
I'm not a musician, but if I had a vote in it, I would cancel the concert and just get in a hotel and like watch you guys play and drink beer and have a good time.
That's what I would do, Tom. I agree with you.
That may be what happens. I just don't know.
Yeah.
That would reduce the complication level quite a bit.
Well,
Mhm.
it also is a matter of finances. I don't know how expensive this place is going to be, because he found a room he's found a hall. Let's call it a hall. It's got 300 seats and it's got a bar attached to it. Now I don't know exactly how that works, but how far that is from the hotel, I'm not really sure either.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not part of the hotel.
No, I mean, you can always have a jam session in the hotel lobby. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Marty, I assume we're going to. Well, the other complicating factor is Marty's been on vacation in South America for the last 2 weeks, so we haven't had a chance to chat with him about hotels.
Mhm.
Well,
And,
Jim, you live close to New Haven. Can't we just show up at your house?
sure, no problem. No problem. We'll put a tent in the yard and have a good time.
I'd really like to see that email though.
Mhm. If he got 300 seat club, I'm thinking he's thinking concert.
Yeah.
Well, then do you do you promote this thing and do we put together a polished show or do we just go in there and have fun? You know, are we gonna charge a lot of money for the civilian population to come in there? I keep telling them, I says, you know, our audience is dying by the day, so.
Right.
And it's gonna be, unless we get some support by a local charitable organization who has a big mailing list of old wealthy people who will remember this music, which we did before, but not.
Yeah.
I don't-
That was 12 years ago.
Well, no, it was the concert, the reunion we had to cancel last year because of COVID. We had a a local arts council we were working with. And they were going to promote the thing and they were going to sell tickets for their membership, et cetera, et cetera. We ain't got that this time. So it's a matter of finances is more of an issue now than it was last year. So so we got rent to pay, we got to pay janitorial people and we got to, you know, all that kind of stuff and whatever licenses are involved. So we got to work our way through that. We may have to have a concert just to make a few $1,000 to pay for this stuff. Other than that, we're going to have to charge everybody who comes, and that's not the objective, you know.
Mhm.
As long as I get to serve beer and make tips, I'm okay.
That's good.
Good luck.
I was on.
Okay. Anyway, I gotta go because it's dinner time here in the Great Northeast.
Same here.
Jim, give me that email, would you?
I'm
Okay,
in Florida. It was dinner time at 3:00 for these people.
Yeah,
Good to see y'all.
They could save 50 cents.
That's right.
Send
it's
the
true
email.
indeed. True indeed. Take good care. We'll talk next week.
Have a good visit,
Hey,
Tom.
guys.
Take care,
See you.
everybody.
bye-bye.
Have a nice week, everyone.
Thanks again, Tom, Bill.
No problem, Chris. See you later.
See you, Chris.
Bye.
Okay.
Billy, could you forward that out or something?
Yeah, I'll make sure you get a copy of that email.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
See you later.
okay, bye.
Bye-bye.